channel, and if you're new here, then welcome. My name is Maddie, and thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today I will be celebrating the 5th year anniversary of my YouTube channel. Hard to believe I've been here for 5 years. That is insane. 5 years is a long time to me. It's like half of a decade. So yeah, I've been here for a really long time. I do celebrate this milestone every year. I don't think I did it last year, unfortunately, but I definitely wanted to do it this year because I feel like 5 years is a really big milestone to accomplish, so I definitely wanted to do it this year. And for this year, I have 2 things I'm going to do. So the first one is I'm going to react to my first ever YouTube video. For some reason, I especially wanted to save this video for my 5th year on YouTube anniversary video. Don't quite know why, but I think maybe it's because it's been long enough, like 5 years is long enough to where it's appropriate to react to your old videos because they were from so long ago at this point. So I think it was very fitting to react to it now, and I'm really excited to see my first YouTube video because I have not seen it in a very long time, so I don't know what to expect. I'm also going to be doing a Q&A at the end of this video. I did ask you guys for some questions in a separate video from a few days ago. You guys did give me some questions, so I'm really looking forward to answering them. But before we get into that, let's take a look at my very first YouTube video, and I'll let you guys know what I think of it. I'm a little nervous though, because as we usually know, first YouTube videos are most of the time crap. They're just not good. In so many ways, they're just not good because as YouTubers, we don't know what we're doing the first time we make our first video. We don't know what the heck we're doing, so I can only imagine mine is pretty cringy, but we'll just see. We gotta watch it first. My first YouTube video was a booktube newbie tag. So some of you might know that I used to be a booktuber. I still kind of am now, but I'm more of an anime YouTuber now than anything. But my initial purpose for this channel was to talk about books. So there was this thing called the booktube newbie tag, and the purpose of the tag was to introduce yourself to booktube. So back then I remember I thought this was the most perfect video to have it as my first video on YouTube because it was just me introducing myself into the book community on YouTube. So that's why I did it. But now with that explanation out of the way, let's check it out. Like I said, I'm a little scared. The most generic YouTube music right there.
Hello guys, and welcome to my very first video.
Oh my gosh, look how skinny I look.
I don't know how it's going to turn out, but let's just go.
Yeah, I've definitely gained weight. Look at the Twilight books, like right in perfect view.
Booktube newbie tag because
I don't like Twilight as much as anymore.
What I have planned for this channel, so let's get into.
Can we also talk about, I gotta mention, this was at my old house. This was the house that I grew up in Northern California. So this right now is giving me so many feelings. Like this was my old room. This is the room I spent my childhood years in. So I'm getting a lot of nostalgia from this video already because, man, that was my old house. I miss that house. You always miss the house you grew up in as a kid. Like, I think everyone does. So it makes me so sad. Now I'm all the way here in Texas when sometimes I do miss California. Sometimes.
I've grown to really like reading a lot.
And I still do, even though I do not read as much anymore.
It kind of influenced me to read more because I've kind of fallen in and out of reading a lot.
Oh, you know what we need to talk about? What every single YouTuber does when they first start making videos. Look at how I'm looking at the viewfinder. Every single YouTuber does that. Like, it makes it easier now because I film with my phone because my old DSLR broke. So I've been filming from my phone for like a year now. Still have not gotten it fixed or gotten a new one, but I'm on to that. Anyway, besides the point, it's easier now having an iPhone because I feel like I'm pretty used to looking at the camera lens on the front part of the phone. But another thing is with an iPhone, even though I'm like looking like at the screen, it's still close enough to the actual camera part of the phone where it's not that much of a difference. It doesn't really look like I'm not looking at the camera lens, but it's a way harder with a DSLR camera. I actually think this was a point and shoot camera. I can't remember if it had a viewfinder actually. So I think I actually didn't know where to look because this one didn't have a viewfinder. Because, yeah, I'm pretty sure I was using a point-and-shoot camera. Can't quite remember. But either way, I'm definitely not looking at the lens at all. That's, like, cringy.
So I believe this channel really inspired me to read more.
And it definitely did. I was so encouraged to read so much during this time because I just watched a bunch of book-related videos on YouTube.
What are some fun and unique things that you can bring to BookTube?
Oh, let's see if I did any of these.
I am very into makeup. I actually have a makeup
Still am. I've done some makeup-related videos, but not a lot on this channel.
Like a book character makeup tutorial, like where I'll take like
I'm actually planning a little something like that right now. I'm not talking about it yet, though. It's a surprise.
I think that's kind of different, so I'd like to
try. It's a little bit. I've seen it done before, but it's not as common. My hair looks so bad. Like, this is when I had red hair. Like, at the front, it looks like I'm completely blonde, and then when I, like, turn my head, there's just, like, this bright red going on back here. I don't know what was up with that. So I'm, like, blonde and then red. At this point, I did not have, like, blackish, brownish hair like I do now. I was always going for red, like, bright red. But it does not look good at all right here. I needed to get my hair done. Like, it looks so bad.
I am really looking forward to
so bad. I should have wore a hat.
Right now, I don't know a lot of people who are into books, so
except for my mom.
This will be a good way.
Yeah, my mom is. She still is. I always had her to talk to about books.
Contemplating on this channel for a while now, so
and it's a good thing you did, girl. This channel is like my baby now.
What book or book series got you into reading?
Ooh, I don't remember what I said.
I have been reading on and off throughout the
Did I say Fruits Basket? I can't remember.
And there's certain books that one of them I can think of is the most of the Hunger Games series. Those series are
oh yeah, the Hunger Games.
So popular. That's probably one that.
That is probably the biggest one that got me into like novels.
And then I got into the John Green books, like For All Stars and Looking for Alaska.
Yeah.
Those really got me into reading a lot.
I don't love his books as much anymore, though. They're just very cheesy.
The most, which is the Gone series by Michael Clan.
Oh, yeah.
Those books just, like,
at this point in time, I was so into that series. That actually is still a really good series. I've reread it like twice now. It's a dystopian. So it takes on like overused tropes like with dystopian books, but it is really interesting. I can go on and on like talking about it, but just like look it up. It takes on like popular tropes, but it still has like a kind of unique premise. I don't know. I really liked it. I remember how much I loved it at the time I was filming this.
They're just so good, and I actually have plans to do like a book review of that.
Gone was my first book review.
I'm already used to YouTube, so the whole YouTube aspect isn't really going to be hard for me.
That is one thing, because before I had this YouTube channel, I had a makeup channel for 5 months. Then I didn't really do anything with it, so I kind of had a feel for like editing videos already. But still, this video is still really bad, even though I was used to YouTube before. So I mean, I still had a long way to go.
The most recent books that have come out. So
oh my gosh, that's still a hard thing to do.
Being a reviewer, you probably want to get the books that come out right away. Like
I can't keep up with recent books. I just can't do it. There's just you know how many books come out in a year? You just can't. It's hard. It's a lot easier to keep up with recent anime than it is with recent books. It's like nearly impossible.
That would be the hardest for me, but I will try to overcome that. So that concludes this tag video.
Out of focus. Yeah, I was using my point and shoot. It's just completely out of focus.
I really hope you will subscribe and join this journey of book reading with me. And if you like it,
you know what? They got books for like 3 years and then just turned into an anime channel, but you know, whatever. Alrighty, that was it. Very short. That was only like 6 minutes, so it's just short and to the point. Well, definitely cringy, because I mean, it is my first video. And I think the most cringy part is how I was not looking at the camera lens. Like, come on, girl, just look at the camera lens. No one wants to see you looking up here. Like, can you imagine me still doing that? Like, just looking up while, like, talking to you? That would be so lame. So I think that was the biggest problem there. But, I mean, I was pretty well spoken, and I think that's because I've done YouTube before, so I was comfortable enough talking in front of a camera, but still pretty cringy. Well, that's that on that. I hope you guys enjoyed that little reaction. In case you guys want to dip out and are not interested in the Q&A, I'll like say my thank yous here, because we gotta say some thank yous because I owe so much to you guys. Thank you so much for sticking around and subscribing. I could not be where I am right now if it were not for you. I have just enjoyed talking to you guys about anime and all of the recent subscribers that have come here because of this becoming pretty much an anime channel now. Like, thank you so much. It really did take off after I started talking about anime instead of books. Just kind of sad because I do love booktube and all that, but obviously anime is a lot more popular. But I did not choose to switch to anime because it's more popular. I genuinely love to talk about anime and watch it and react to it. Just talk about it with you guys. So again, thank you so much for sticking around. Also forgot when this first happened, I forgot to like actually mention it. But I think it happened about a month ago. I hit 2,000 subscribers, which is awesome. Totally forgot to mention it when it first happened. So thank you so much for getting me to that point. That was super exciting. And also last month I got my first YouTube payout, which was like a big accomplishment that had never happened to me before. Finally did, and I'm just so grateful because again, that's another thing I would not have been able to do if it weren't for you guys. And it's just a wonderful feeling to actually be able to make some profit out of something you love to do, because YouTube has always been a hobby for me, but like that moment when I got my first YouTube paycheck, I was like, wow, that is incredible. It just feels incredible to make money doing something you love. So thank you guys so much for allowing me to get to that point. Another thing is I really wanted to do a giveaway for my 5th year on YouTube. I still haven't gotten that all figured out yet, how I want to do it, what I want the prize to be or any of that. So that's something that's going to happen really soon. I just need to like get it all figured out, but I definitely want to do it because I've never done a giveaway before, and I think it would be a great way to thank you guys for helping with the success of my channel. So that's something that's going to be happening within hopefully the next month. I'll try to make it happen, and when it does, I'll let you know. I just need to organize it first. Well, that's enough for the sappiness. Let's get on to the Q&A. I'm just going to be reading off some of your guys' questions and answering them. Also asked you guys on my Instagram, which is 𝑘𝑒𝑜_Stan, my Fruits Basket fan page, you guys some questions over there, so I'll also be doing that. But let's get into the YouTube questions first. Okay, so here we go. Here's the first question. It's from Anna Nass. What was the first anime you've ever watched, and how did you discover Fruits Basket? Well, little do you know that those two questions are intertwined. Fruits Basket, the original one, was my very first anime I had ever watched. I watched it in 2012 and I was 16 years old. So yeah, I got into anime pretty late in the game. I'm so happy Fruits Basket was my first one because it really was my gateway anime. It's the anime that really pushed me to want to watch more. After I finished it and completed the series, I just had to watch more. Because before I had a really askew viewpoint on anime, I was one of those people who just thought anime was basically all hentai. So I thought every anime was trashy, so I just neglected it. But then my friend introduced me into Fruits Basket, and I gave it a chance, and I loved it. I'm like, wow. So not all anime is super trashy. This is actually really good. So after that, I just watched it more and more and just fell in love with the medium of anime. And how did I discover it? Basically, like I said, I found out about it through a friend, and actually in middle school a lot of people were talking about it, and I only watched it for the first time like 2 years after I graduated middle school. So I just kept hearing about it from everyone in my personal life, and I took the review seriously and I gave it a try, and I am so glad I did because it's my favorite story ever. This next one is by Phantom Knights King, and they say, "Hi, I'm new." Well, welcome. So glad to have you here. Would you be interested in watching Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba? Alright, so yes, I have heard about this anime. It is super popular. It came out last year, and I've just been seeing it everywhere ever since. So I have looked into it, and I would, because I do like to keep up with popular anime, but I'm kind of iffy on this one because I'm not into paranormal anime, but I'm not quite sure how much paranormal it has in it. So if you guys can let me know that, that would be great, because then maybe I will consider watching it if my assumptions of it are actually not right and it's not as paranormal as I think it is. It's just because paranormal shows and like books and anime really bother me. They're just kind of triggering, and I don't want to go into much of why that is. Maybe I will one day, but yeah, just let me know if it's like that. Otherwise, if it's not, then I will definitely consider it, because I've heard great things about it. This one is from Jessica Holloway. What's your favorite villain in My Hero Academia? Oh, thank you for giving me a My Hero Academia question, because I love that show. Oh, I've never thought about that before. I want to say I think it's Overhaul, because I think he's the one villain that got the most development out of all the villains. And I think his motives for doing what he does is really interesting, because he's a lot like another villain in the series, which is Stain. He has a certain viewpoint on heroes, that he finds heroes really problematic, and that's what drives him to do what he does. So he tries to do things for the good of society, but really they're not good, they're really harmful. And he's one of those villains that thinks what he does is right, and those are the scariest of villains because they are so hard to persuade. So he's a very interesting one. I think definitely he's my favorite. Okay, sorry. This one is from Jennifer Boland. I like the paper dolls on your desk. Can you tell us how you made them and where you got the material? Well, can't stop laughing. Well, so the one she's talking about is my paper dolls right here, my Fruits Basket one. So here's my Kyo one. I also have some over here, but I keep Kyo and Toru in their own little cubicle over there because I am shipping trash. So these were actually released on Funimation's Twitter 2 weeks ago. So once I saw them, I printed them out. All you had to do was print them out, cut out some cardboard, stick the characters on them, and you got your own little doll here. They are so freaking cute and so tiny, and they really decorate my desk really well, so I like having them around. I still have not completed all of them yet. I have like 2 or 3 more that I need to do, so I need to actually finish the whole set first, but I got most of them done. If you want to print these out on your own, I will definitely leave a link to them in the description box, and you definitely should because they're so freaking cute. I'm so glad I did it. It's like free merch, and who does not want free merch? So the reason I'm laughing is because that question was from my mom, which she told me, like, do not mention that I'm your mom when you answer my question. Like, I want this to be like you're just answering anybody. I'm like, I can't help it. I can't help laughing because it's so weird that my mom is asking me a question on here. So thanks, Mom, for the question. I'm sorry I revealed your identity, but my face just said it all. I am so easy to read. Like, I had to say something. Next question is from 𝑠nayJotQuar, and I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. And their question is, name one word to describe Toru, Kyo, and Yuki, which that's a good one. So let's start with Toru. Oh, there's so many ways you can describe her. I'm gonna say hardworking because she has so much of a work ethic that I think that describes her perfectly. And for Kyo, hot? No, let's be serious. Even though he is. I'm gonna say for him, misunderstood, because he surely is. When you first meet him, you assume he's a certain way, you assume he's angry all the time, and is just like a huge brat, but he's not. He has such sweetness to him that pretty much everyone doesn't see right away, but once you get to know him, you understand why he is the way he is and that he's actually super sweet. So I really do think he's majorly misunderstood due to first impressions, but really he ain't like that at all. And for Yuki, oh, what do I think of when I first think of him? Soft-spoken? I don't know. He really is though. Especially in the original anime, he was so soft-spoken, but he has really found his voice in recent episodes, which really proves his character growth, which I love seeing. He's grown so much into such a beautiful boy who is like confident and is trying to move forward from his past, trying to grow from it. So much respect for him. This one is from Emma JK. What animal zodiac sign is the one you would like to be most? Good one! Oh, I would so say the cat if I could, but the cat isn't like officially a part of the zodiac, so I technically can't. I think I'd say the rabbit because I really love rabbits. That's for sure my favorite zodiac animal, but I also would not mind being a rabbit. They're just so cute and fluffy, and I want to be cute and fluffy, so I definitely want to be a rabbit. This one is from 𝑠tars𝑚𝑉𝑖𝑑𝑠. Or 𝑖𝑚𝑉𝑖𝑑𝑠. Your favorite 𝑟𝑢𝑏𝑎 episode besides True Form. So my favorite one besides the True Form arc, which the True Form episodes are my favorites because of 𝑘𝑒𝑜. We all know I love him, so they're definitely my favorites. But besides that, oh, that's so hard to choose from. There's so many good episodes. In the reboot, because that's the one I'm assuming you mean, I think it's episode 14. I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's episode 14. And that's when we get into Momiji's backstory, which is so heartbreaking. And I love that we get to know him more in that episode because he's my second favorite character. So I love how he was the main focus of that one. But that one also involves the time when Toru and her friends, as well as Yuki and 𝑘𝑒𝑜, go to visit her mom's grave. And we see 𝑘�EO have like a lot of guilt over something. I won't say what for, but the moment, oh my gosh, I like smile whenever I think about it. I smile whenever I think about any 𝑘�EO and Toru moment, but when he whispers he's sorry to her in her ear while she's sleeping, seeing that animated for the first time was something else, because that had always been one of my favorite scenes from the manga, so it was like amazing seeing it animated for the first time, and it was executed so well. So many great moments in that episode that I just absolutely adore. That is the one episode from season 1 that I always think about, I always want to rewatch because it's so freaking good. And there's so many revelations in that episode and hints at things to come that just like give me chills. So those are all from my YouTube. Let's see what's on my Instagram. See what you guys have to say over there. So I have like 3 questions. That's pretty good. The first one is from 𝑤𝑖𝑙𝑙. Hi girl, glad to hear from you again. And she says, you should do an FAQ for Fruits Basket. I got a few that I've noticed in the fandom. Oh, an FAQ. That would actually be really practical because there are people who have like questions about the series or like certain plot points and they need answers. So that would be a good thing to organize. Like maybe I will make one because I'm always getting sent questions my way about the series. And sometimes it takes a really long time to just like type them all out over and over again. So it'd be cool to like have it done all in one like Google Doc and then just send the doc to anyone who has any questions. Good idea. That'd be able to answer some questions way faster. This one is from Book Digester 2. They say, marry, kiss, ignore, 𝑘𝑒𝑜, �ՀARU, or Kureno. I always love marry, kiss, or kill and those types of things. These ones all include such great characters. How am I supposed to kill one of these? Okay, but one reason I don't like these sort of challenges is because I have to kill a character and they're all characters I love. Alright, let's think about this. We know I'm definitely not killing 𝑘�EO. So am I gonna marry or kiss him? Oh, okay. I think kiss? I do really want to say marry, but I always say that I don't think 𝑘�EO and I would be super compatible. I think our personalities just don't really mesh well together, even though I absolutely adore him, but I would definitely kiss him. We all know that. I'm sure we all assume. And, oh, okay, it's between �ՀARU and Kureno. I gotta say I'm gonna marry Kureno because he's one of my favorite characters. And I actually think him and I would get along pretty well. I do think we're a lot alike though. So being married to him would either be really beneficial or not practical at all. It could go either way, but I still love him enough to where I would be totally okay with marrying him. That means I'm killing �ＨARU. I am so sorry, �ՀARU. You know I love you. I love you so much. But we have to have one sacrifice here. Actually, the question was ignore. Because they said, I know the game is marry, kiss, kill, but YouTube. Do you mean you think like YouTube is not going to like me killing off a character? I don't think I'm going to have any issues with that. I don't think I'm like going to get demonetized or anything, so you don't have anything to worry. Like I can say I'm going to kill him, even though I'd rather ignore him than kill him. So, but actually let's stick to ignore. I'd rather have to ignore a character than kill them, especially a character I really love. Okay, so this one is from, okay, Gulu Gulu Garden. They have 2 questions, so I think I have time to answer them both. Do you have any Fruits Basket playlist songs that remind you of the characters, couples, overall stories? I'm putting together a playlist and I'm looking for new songs. Ooh, cool. I wanted to put together like a Fruits Basket related playlist. Just haven't had time to do it. Still something I want to do, but that's cool that you're doing one. Yes, someone's doing one. I always associate songs with stories and characters, and I've done it with Fruits Basket a lot. Most of them are with Taylor Swift songs, because I've mentioned I love her, and her songs are so descriptive enough to where they really can fit certain characters. So some that I can think of is The Archer for 𝑘𝑒𝑜 by Taylor Swift. I made an AMV using that song, and it was an AMV all about him. I'll actually link it on the screen if you want to, but that song, oh my god, every single word describes 𝑘𝑒𝑜 perfectly. So much so that part of me believes that Taylor wrote that song especially for 𝑘𝑒𝑜, even though she probably doesn't even know about Fruits Basket at all. It's just like so like mind-boggling how much that song fits 𝑘𝑒𝑜. I love it. And another question they ask is kind of a simple question, but what's your favorite color? And if you could go to any restaurant, eat any food right now, where would you go and what would it be? Since most of us are also social distancing and I've got Chipotle on my mind 24/7. Oh my gosh, I love you. You are so cute. So let's go with the first question. My favorite color is black. And the reason for that is because black goes with everything. So I can always trust black to have my back. I can wear it with anything and it always works. So that's the main reason why I love it. And if I could go to eat anywhere right now, where would I go? This is me every time I try to figure out where I want to eat because I never can figure it out. I'm just like Patrick when he's trying to figure out what he wants to eat on the Krusty Krab menu. Probably Olive Garden because that's my favorite restaurant. If I could go there right now, I surely would because I'm a big pasta eater. So I would probably go there. I'm always craving pasta, so that's probably why Olive Garden is my favorite. Well, that was all the questions, and I have been filming for 40 minutes, so I have a feeling this is going to be a really long video. We'll try to trim it down. I hope you guys enjoyed my 5th year anniversary being on YouTube celebration video spectacular. That was a really long title. That's not what I'm going to title the video, obviously. Again, thank you so much for making this channel a success. I hope it continues to grow throughout the year. And again, I've really enjoyed just talking to you guys about anime. It's been so much fun. So here's to the following year. Let's make it a great one. Again, hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you did, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more anime related videos and anime reactions. And also be sure to click that bell icon beside the subscribe button if you want to be notified for whenever I post a new video, and I'll be back really soon. Bye!